Okay, let's do a quick breakdown and audit of this Google Ads account. Right off the bat, of course, I know you're a moving and packing company, but I can already see your primary issue. So first, I am looking at the last 30 days just because this is the most recent time. Now, your number one issue here is that you've practically wasted most of your money on a Google Smart campaign. I don't even think you can run, or I guess you can't start and create Google Smart campaign from scratch. I think they started getting rid of those, but bottom line, whatever, you don't want to run a Smart campaign. Smart campaign is basically just a very dumbed down version of Google, a dumbed down version of Google Ads. I mean, it's technically search ads and Google Map ads. It syncs to your business profile, but all the keywords operate in broad match. There are no ad groups, there's no match types, there's no segmentation. It's literally just a couple ads, a couple broad match keywords, and some negatives. Again, it is a very dumbed down version of Google Ads. Now, I will not lie, these metrics do look pretty insane. They look really, really good. But what you got to keep in mind is this is specifically up top tracking the Google business interactions from your ad. They kind of fluff these smart campaigns to make them look good when we know they really are not doing well at all. You can see here, these are simply just clicks or call clicks. These are not actual phone calls. We're not actually tracking anything specifically through Google Ads. We don't have conversion tracking set up here. These are basically just interactions. Smart campaign, again, as you can see, we're only operating in broad match. Now for your niche, it's a little bit straightforward, it's a little easy. You're probably not going to have the worst situation with search terms. Like right here, these are all pretty good. These are all pretty relevant. You can't really hate on this. This is fine, this is good. It gets the job done. And you have a ton of negative keywords, that's good. But again, we probably want to veer away from the broad match or the smart campaign so we can have much more control over our targeting, our ads, our ad groups, our keywords, our match types, assets, extensions. There's so many other functionalities in a search campaign that you cannot get from a smart campaign, right? And I know you have another search campaign set up, so we can go ahead and kind of take a quick look at one of those so I can kind of show and compare it. Let's see when the last one ran. I'll go all time and we'll take a look. Looks like we've pretty much spent all of our money on that smart campaign. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Looks like this is your search campaign. Now this is much better, right? I can already tell you have many ad groups gone ahead and segmented them out. I'm assuming you have keyword specific ad groups, right? These are very intent. You got mostly phrase match, it looks like here. There is some broad match. I guess that's okay for now. Just depends on the situation. But this is a much better structure. We like the search campaign because it allows you to actually structure things and have things built out well, right? So you have a movers and packers ad group and a furniture movers. That is two very separate things, right? Someone looking for packing services and someone to move furniture are searching for two very separate things. So you want to keep those segmented out in separate ad groups so that you can have keywords that align as well as ad copy, right? If I'm searching for someone to move my couch and I see ad copy that says something like cross-country moving, probably not going to click on it, right? That's why the ad group to the keyword to the ad is super important that it remains relevant. Definitely keep to the consistency of running a search campaign. Do not run the smart campaign. This is where you should put your money. Obviously, in a well built out search campaign. Now, you do have a couple broad match. I would get rid of the broad match for now. I would probably do it. I would probably stick just a phrase match, an exact match. Obviously, the negative keywords are going to be super important. I think you could have a lot more and a lot better keywords in here. All of these keywords are pretty good, honestly, but you can definitely include more, even some more generic and broader terms around moving and packing, right? Because many people are just going to be searching the same few things when they're looking for movers or packers. They're going to search those broad terms like movers near me, moving company near me, apartment movers near me. It's usually super simple. It just comes down to your ad and how you're controlling the budget allocation and volume. I would keep competitors separate. I think competitor in your primary search campaign can actually eat away your budget. It's probably not best to include it in everything else. I would segment that out, isolate it in its own campaign with its own budget so you have more control over it. Now for your ad copy, you always want to have the first letter of each word be capitalized. That's just like standard practice. You see it on all ads. It just looks better. Like this, I'm not saying it looks bad, but it's just not as enticing to click. It's like a little psychology thing, right? Just go ahead and capitalize, the I, D, M, P, right? Capitalize it. Now, these ad copies, they're pretty good. They're pretty cookie cutter. They're pretty basic, but it's what gets the job done, right? For a moving company, you really don't need any like stellar, life-altering ad copy. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, anything insane. It just needs to get the point across of where we're located, what we do, why us, right? Moving company in blank, and then why choose us? I think we could still probably improve a lot of these. Like, obviously this one, this is great. It's exactly what you do. This is great. It's exactly what you do. All these are pretty good. But then some of these are just kind of like unnecessary. You can just kind of tell they're like, just almost like AI, or just trying to like lean into something that's not. Like, just say, hey, we're a moving company. And then maybe if you guys offer a promotion, a benefit, like, I don't know, free boxes or 20% off your moves, right? Something like that. Instead of saying 5-star rated movers, maybe call out that you have 150 plus 5-star reviews on Google, right? Just kind of the way you write it. Like racking system experts, I don't even know what that is. I don't think that's even correlated to this. I'd probably go ahead and remove that. Local Dubai moving experts, like these suffixes like experts and stuff at the end of ad copy really just become unnecessary too. You don't need that. Like local Dubai moving company. Dubai moving company. You don't need to say experts, right? We're going to assume you're an expert. You don't need to say that in the ad copy. That's when your ads start to look a lot like everyone else's ad, because everyone typically does the same thing and it almost is like overkill. Again, this says save 15%, and then the ad up here said save 20%. Go ahead and cross-check that. Descriptions though, these are great. These are super good. I would just kind of clean up the headlines, make them a little better, make them a little more straightforward, a little better, a little more unique, but nothing crazy. Like I said, some of these, they just become like unnecessary. You got to really think about it too. And you can use this as an example. Most of the time your ad is only going to show for 2 headlines. So you need to ensure that you have like the 2 best headlines, right? Like for example, this to me, this isn't a good ad. Racking system experts, 5-star rated movers. Okay, instead I'd want to see like Dubai professional moving company, 150 plus 5-star reviews. Like those 2 headlines, perfect. They go together very well, and you can pin headlines and such if you need to. Assets and extensions, go ahead and kind of skim through these. I saw you already had these set up previously. I noticed you did use a lot of stock. I would avoid using some stock photos. Actually avoid it entirely if you can. Use like actual team photos, truck photos, project photos, all that sort of stuff, probably from your Google business profile. Assets and extensions look pretty well built out. You have all your site links with descriptions. That's good. Call outs are perfect. Looks good so far. Let's see if you're running a Google business ad. Looks like you are. That is synced. That's actually really, really good. So very well done there. No issues there at all. Honestly, the search campaign looks great. I mean, I would definitely go ahead and kind of pivot back to it. It is kind of hard to argue when you're comparing these 2 metrics like side by side. It seems like the Smart campaign knocks it out of the park, but from experience, I know 90% of the conversions that are being recorded on the Smart campaign are fluff or like really bogus and like really low quality. Most of the time it's like under 5 seconds or the person didn't even call. And again, with the search campaign, you have a lot more control, a lot more structure. You can actually see and break down what's working and what isn't. You can refine the ad copy. You can optimize your CTR, your conversion rate, your CPC. There's so much more control and there's so much more granular level behind a search campaign. I would pivot to a search campaign here. You can still run the Google Business Sponsored Map ads in the search campaign. That's from that location asset I showed you. That's usually a big pull behind the Smart campaigns, but guess what? You can do the same thing right here. So overall, this search campaign is actually set up pretty good. I would go ahead and pivot your budget here, expand some keywords, some targeting, clean up the ad copy. This is good to go.